Hey, good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Y'all ready to get this Tuesday started? Hey, can you guys hear me? All right, great. Well, it looks like this morning we're starting out a little bit slow again. Because we've got STX. And I can't find my chart here. Here we go. Don't have a lot going. Alright, so this STX has been all over the place. It reported yesterday after the close. Then after the conference call, the bottom fell out. And, now this morning we've been kind of pushing up a little bit. But this thing has been all over the place. So let's see. We got a pivot there. One there. And we got the 90-day right there at 42.50. No, 42.01. How did I get 42.50 on there? And then we've got 41.25. So all of that's around other pivots. I don't I don't know about STX. And we'll keep it on watch, but I just don't think it's going to give us any opportunity the way it looks right now. You know, we still got a whole hour to go, but it doesn't look all that pretty. So Roku is probably still running off that news from yesterday. See if they got anything new out. And that turned out to be a good trade, but it was just a matter of being in the right place at the right time. Because that was not a move you could predict. You could not predict a move like that. So we've recovered pretty much all of that gap down. I don't see any more news on it. I don't see any more news on it. I think it's just going to be volatile. It's probably going to be trading off of yesterday's momentum. So it'll be good to keep an eye on. I'm not sure if it'll give us a clean setup or not. But like I said, I really don't see a whole lot out there. Obviously a little too cheap. That's that Canadian weed stock I don't mess with. So we got Ralph Lauren and Estee Lauder. These are two earnings. Two earnings plays. We had a nice run out there. That's close enough. All right, so we've got some nice windows on this one. Definitely has some potential. This looks a lot better than the rest of these guys. So we'll see what happens. So the last one, we're going to look at Estee Lauder. See what kind of windows of opportunity we got there. This is a little messy. me see if I could blow this up real quick. We got, yeah, that's not in play anymore. Okay, we've got this. Where's the 52-week high? Alright, there's a 52-week high back here. Here we've got some more pivots. 158, 80. So I don't believe that's in play. Don't believe that's in play, but we've got some pretty good windows to work in, you know, if it gets going. So it's really just going to depend on the volume coming in at the open as to how volatile this is going to be. But RL to me still looks like probably going to be my front runner. At least that's the way it looks right now. I know it's still early, and a lot can change in 45 minutes. Roku, you just can't, you don't know right now. It's too early to tell. You just have to wait until the market opens and you know, and trade accordingly. But Roku is on that level where you just don't know what it's going to do right now. Well, I'm putting the STX on my watch list. So I do have it on my watch list. Right now, it's just in the middle of no man's land. Yeah, so far I've got STX, ROK, Roku, FL, and EL. That's what I've got so far. We got about 15 minutes left to see if, you know, anything else shows up. Let's see, Box is up there. What's going on with it? It just says sets date to announce fourth quarter and fiscal year 29 financial results. Let's see, was it an analyst upgrade? Is that the deal on Box? Yeah, BOX had an analyst upgrade. Yeah, we were looking at it, you know, how it popped up after earnings, and then after the conference call, you know, during the conference call, it crashed. So evidently something they said in the conference call, some people didn't like. Let's take a look at. Now, bots typically doesn't move a whole lot intraday. No, I don't see anything. Let me see. Where is this? 2259. So this is where the 200 is on the daily. Not really sure. This typically doesn't move much intraday. So I don't know, you know, once the market opens and everything settles, I'm not sure if this is going to really do much. How much room we got in this thing? Yeah, it may be interesting. We'll keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm not sure how much it's got to the upside and how much we're going to get going after the open. So we'll see. We'll tentatively put this on watch. Now I've got 5 so far. I like this. Cut it down to like 4. I mean, 5 is okay, but I really like to have 4 that I can focus on going into the open. So the morning is just not starting out looking that well, but we've had a lot of mornings to start out slow and not really looking like it's going to do much. And we end up having a really nice trade or a nice trade opportunity that I just missed because I had the wrong attitude going in to the morning. So we're not going to carry the wrong attitude going in. Just because it looks slow now doesn't mean it's going to be slow when the market opens. So I'm not going to carry that attitude in. All of these stocks, I'm gonna have a plan both ways, both long and short. You know, I'm not gonna have a bias on any of these because, as we've seen, it could be looking, you know, the stock could be looking long all pre-market, and then the market opens and it sets up and gives us a short, or vice versa. So the only way I would disregard going one direction is if going long just doesn't make sense. There's no room, or going short doesn't make sense because there's no room for profit. But I'll determine that between 9 and 9:30 when I'm going through and vetting the stocks. I'll be able to see a little bit better what range, which range they're in. If they're not shortable, then you can't trade them. Yeah. I mean, unless you want to pay to locate, but I don't do that. That's a waste of time for me. Because most of the stocks that aren't shortable are going to be the lower dollar, low float stocks. And I do not trade those. So I rarely have an issue with short availability on the stocks that I trade. Well, it's not that I only trade stocks that offer both long and short. It's just that the stocks that I trade typically will not be, will have shares available to short. Most of the ones that don't are the garbage stocks. And I really stay away from those. That's not my cup of tea. Yes, you're right, Christian. You're exactly right. All right, let's take a look at Yeah, that's crazy. The conference call on EL is starting right when the market opens. that's just crazy. All right, so I'm taking a look at our swing, in our Grow Your Dough Challenge account. It looks like it's finally gonna reach maturity today. It's only about 2 weeks late, but it looks like it's finally gonna reach maturity unless we get another pullback day. It looks like we have a green day, pullback, green, pullback, green, pullback. And as long as we don't have another one of those pullback days, I think we'll be able to take our profit on this and, you know, look to move on. So it probably won't be until next week before we can take another trade in this. Because remember, this is a cash account. And we're not using margin. We're just using that $1,000 cash account. And the money's going to have to settle. It takes like 3 days for the cash to settle, and then we can trade again. So, yeah, RL conference call will start at 9 o'clock Eastern. So it's going to start here in a couple minutes. If SSR comes on, I'm not going to really change anything. The only time SSR would really affect me is if it comes on before I'm actually entering the stock. But if I'm already in it and SSR comes on, the only thing that would concern me is that it may not hit my target. You know, with SSR coming on, it'll be a little bit harder for people to short it, and it'll probably slow down the selling pressure on it, and it may not hit my target. So, you know, it may cause me to actually take profit off a little bit earlier. The actual date right here. You see the little arrow right here with the price. This is the price and how many shares we entered. It was on January 8th. Yeah, so we are at 9 o'clock. And yes, I am still holding on to SBUX. You know, still underwater. But it hasn't really broken out of the channel that it's in. So Oh no, Thinkorswim. This is just for the Grow Your Dough Challenge, where we start with $1,000 at the beginning of the year, and to see how much we can grow it using our trading strategies. And it has to be, it's $1,000 and you can't use margin. So I already had a Thinkorswim account, so it was easy just to use it. But for my main swings, I'll use I use IB or Speed Trader. Sometimes if I'm holding for 2 or 3 days, I use Speed Trader. If I'm doing it a little bit longer, I'll use IB. Yeah, the only catalyst I see on BOX is an analyst upgrade. Alright, so that's what I'm going to be watching today on STX, Roku, EL, RL. EL, RL, and BOX. One of these are going to drop, I believe. I don't think I'm going to go in looking at 5 stocks. You said ABMD. Let's take a look at that. Yep, it's got a little movement. I don't know what the catalyst is, but this is out of our price range, so because we're what, 2-3 days past earnings. But I don't know, if it doesn't look like it's got much volume right now. Well, Ross, if you're in a swing trade, you're not watching it all day. And I'm not going to be trading out of all of them. You check your swing trades in the morning. You may check them at lunch. And I'm not swinging out of all accounts at one time. That's where a lot of people that start swinging, they make that mistake of watching their swing trade all day. You know, at the beginning of the day, you set your target, your profit target, you set your stop, and that's it. You don't watch it. If you day trade, then you focus on your day trading account. Speed Trader is my main day trading account. IB is my swing trading account. I opened up an IB account back in 2016 when I started swing trading. And that was the one I started swing trading out of. So I've got 5 brokers. I've got USAA. I've got a IRA account that I have some long-term investments in. You know, that's what I'm in, like Nike, Apple, Advanced Auto Parts. You know, I've got all of that in the longer term, you know, and some more. But you can't, you don't want to, I mean, you can, but you don't want to swing trade and day trade out of the same account. You don't want to do that. Scroll up. I typed in my watch list already. Just scroll up, you'll see it. Yeah, I don't day trade. You know, IB has never been a day trading account, even though they're good for day trading. When I opened it, it was specifically for swing trading because I was just starting to learn how to swing trade. And Speed Trader was the most logical move up from Sure Trader. All right, so what are we going to do? What are we going to do today? To me, they're all about the same. I mean, I don't trade fast moving, you know, these fast moving stocks. So, you know, the execution on all of them seem pretty much the same to me. I don't know. I mean, E-Trade, I've never really used it, so I don't know. But there are some people that use E-Trade for day trading. Now, I've seen other people using E-Trade. So we'll be you're welcome. So I'm just kind of watching these stocks that I have on my watch list. Just kind of watching these the 30 minutes prior to open to see if they start to open up and pick a direction. But it looks like everything's pretty quiet this morning. I don't see much happening so far. Let's see. All right. EL doesn't have their conference call starts at 9:30. RL, their conference call is going on right now. All right, you're welcome. Roku is running on yesterday's news. It's probably still moving on yesterday's news. GLUU is not in my wheelhouse. It's too lower priced. It's got a decent float, but it's not one of the stocks that I would trade. I don't trade stocks less than. I try to stay away from stocks less than $20. You know, I will trade some that may be $15 or so, depending on the stock and what's behind it. But I like to trade mid and large cap stocks. How about Ralph Lauren? I'm from the old school. My mom works at Belk's. You know, she's got her retirement job at Belk's. So I get deep discounts on Ralph Lauren. And the reason I used to buy it because it was like a status symbol, you know, when we were growing up. But I realized those clothes last 4 or 5 times as long, you know, longer than the cheap clothes. So it was actually more economical for me to buy that versus, you know, buy clothes that wear out fast. So as long as they're you know, quality stays where it needs to be, I'll buy it. Yeah, I do too, Alex. Yeah, the economy should be. Oh man. Now if I could get them free, that'd be even better. That would be even better. Alright, so let's get this ready to log into let's get our account logged in. And let's see. All right, so let's take a look at RL was the one that I had on my radar, 124.14. I don't know why. Some days this thing works good, some days it doesn't. It's bipolar. 1779. And 128.28. I can't fit that up there. So EL I'm not going to mess with because the conference call starts right at 9:30, so that kind of takes that out of the way. No, I haven't heard of them. Look at Roku here. $49.31. Okay, we got a level there. Alright, so let's check this, make sure. I remember killing it. All right. All right, so EL is the one that I'm pulling off my watch list for the open. That may pop, EL may pop back on as a potential secondary trade. But with the conference calls starting at 9:30, I don't want to mess with it. Let's take a look at where box is right now. 22.59. I think this is going to be key here. This this 200 is going to be key support. shoot, I can't even get this on. This is up through 23. This next level here. I'll just leave it there for right now. Alright, so I'm gonna grab me some water so I can get ready for the open here. Oh, I gotta look at STX as well. Alright, so let's you think that's now it's going down. It popped up, now it's going back. But look at the spread on it right now, just makes it untradeable. No, the spread's gonna have to get right on RL for me to be able to trade it. Alright, so we got a level here. Then another one at 43.56. This one just doesn't have a whole lot of room. $44.06. It's got to blow through all of this to get there. Yep, so it's making a run to the border here. Right up to the 200. Wow, this thing is running pretty good. Yep, RL is not getting any volume. Oh, so the spread's gonna stay wicked on it. Man, I don't see any good trade ops right now. This SKX ran up and pretty much killed any opening range trade I could take. Pretty much killed it. I don't think they know what they want to do with this thing. Let's see, so box. I don't like RL. Just hasn't really gotten anything going. See, ROKU is selling off, but look, there's just, you got the 200 here, then you got red to green here. This is just not an area I can trade this in. I just have nothing setting up right now. Ah, crap. Oh, boy, you missed it. You missed it, son. I was looking at something else. and I missed it. Yes, box was on the watch list. Look at it. It's the last one on it. I had the chart up, but I missed it. Damn it. So this was the low, the 5-minute opening range low right here. And I missed it. No, at 500 shares would be nice. There's a daily level here too. Doesn't look like it would have followed through though. Yep, sitting right there on this level. It's kind of like eye candy right now. Yeah, we're not moving. And RL I can't touch. That spread is just not enough. It's not enough volume in it. But man, this open has been very uneventful, to say the least. There's the opening range high right there. But don't really like it. This is one of those mornings Just got to sit on your hands. You just got to sit on your hands. See, even Roku is looking bad. It's not giving good price action today. It's breaking over. That's the 5-minute opening range high. But then you've got we've got this we're dealing with, the pre-market high. Then we've got a pivot right above it. Just don't have any clean moves right now. Yeah, EL is kind of like RL. You know, both of them, the spread is just, the spread gets wicked at times. Both of them had, you know, putting in good moves. They're just getting wicked at times. All right, doggies. Come on, out. Come on, fatso. Man, looks like after lunch I'm gonna be sitting outside. I'm gonna roll my stuff outside. And it's supposed to be 70 degrees today. Well, it looks like today may be a carbon copy of yesterday if we get another good trade at the end of the day. Yeah, them dogs, they want to run around in the house. They're not messing up. I'm not going cleaning out behind them. Yeah, guys, don't try to chase this stuff. Right now, this isn't the market to trade. Don't try to chase this. You're going to give your money back. It is not worth it right now. I mean, in order to get a secondary move, we need a primary move, and nothing on our watch even made a primary move.
ETSC.
Yeah, you could have scout the move on box. But I've got to have a lot more room, a lot more profit potential on these things. And today is just not, we're not seeing it. We're not getting any movement, really, any definitive movement in the SPY. I mean, it hasn't really gone anywhere. It's just kind of been hanging around. Then see SQ, the one day it wasn't on our scan. Look at the strong move it made. The one day it wasn't on our scan. It's crazy. It's been on our scan for like a week. All right, so STX is in buy territory. But it needs to hold over 52-week high. See, 47.14. We do have enough room to this next level here. Yeah, that's just not going to hold. I just don't see anything. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. I just don't see anything this morning. Let's take a look at Baba here. We've got a level up here. Right at 171. So I'll look to see if it's going to reverse off of that. See if we can catch a reversal trade here. I'd still be holding it because, like you said, it hasn't broken the technical level. It hasn't had any strength to break the technical level yet, so I'd still be in it. Oh man, god dang. Are you kidding me? It's not ready yet. Because one of the big secrets to making money and being consistent is knowing when to not take trades, knowing when to sit on your hands, and really learning when not to get baited in. No, I'm looking at Baba. Trying to wait for this candle to close is like pulling teeth. Yeah, the only tips is, screen time. You got to put in the screen time. So the more market conditions, the more screen time you have in different market conditions, the better you're going to be. So let's see. Let's see if it's going to trigger me. So we're waiting to see if it's going to trigger or is it going to push back up. Looks like we're pushing up. Yeah, guys, it's just one of these days where nothing is really setting up.
ETSC.
You got a couple stocks that's moving, that just kind of moved out of nowhere. See, this is just kind of stuck up here. Man, it looks like it's kind of weak, man. It can't push. So I'm wondering if it's just trying to sucker some shorts in. Well, if it cracks the body and starts working on the wick, I'm gonna, I was gonna take it. But it's not showing me anything. Well, ETSY. Let's take a look at it. Wow, that's another one running. Let me see, where's resistance? Hey, good morning. Come on, chart. Oh, 52-week high. This thing broke out to 52-week high. Man, just get off my screen. Just get off my screen. It's not doing right. Yeah, this isn't a clean reversal setup. Let's see if I can get another little move up. Damn, ETSY, the chart looks identical. Yeah, that's not worth it. Let's see if this one's cleaner. It's not outside the band yet, so can't mess with it. It's not outside the deviation band yet. I may have to call it an early morning again and then come back and see what the afternoon brings us. I'm just not seeing anything. Now, see, a couple of trades we could have easily forced today and would have been stopped out. I had two or three trades. No, there's nothing in box. Not for me. I mean, you could scalp it, but I'm not looking to scalp anything. I've got to have some, some larger moves. And right now, I just don't see anything that's, nothing really set up for my watch list. RL and EL, the spreads just weren't good at all. They didn't get the volume that they needed. And STX and Roku just did not follow through. Did not follow through. No, I'm not looking to trade it long. ATSY is pushing back up. I mean, it's too oversold it's too overbought for me to get in. The RSI is close to 90. There's no way I would buy into that. Looks like it'll be early lunch and nap time here. Yep, that's what we were looking at earlier. Even the SPY isn't going anywhere. It's just going sideways. We're not, I don't know. Maybe they're waiting on the State of the Union tonight. Yeah, everything is just going to be flat today. I don't know. I thought it would be volatile. I thought we would have a volatile day. My all-day hold trade, what do you want to know about it? I don't know, Clay. Is it the Chinese New Year today? That could explain it. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, that all day holds is gonna be off of the 90 the not 90 the 60-minute chart. Let me see if I could find a chart for you. I'll show you what I am talking about. All right, so let's say, ooh, this is a nice flag on Apple. Hang on one second. I need to keep my eye on. Let me take a look at it. Where's the RSI on this? Come on. My views on STX short, I will not touch any stock right now, especially that one. Now, Apple, if this thing sets up, I'll jump on it. But the only thing that's concerning me is how slow, how the price action is slowed down. But this is kind of a nice setup. I don't know if it's got much range on it. Nah. I just don't see enough. I don't see enough in it. All right, but let's say I'm looking for an all-day hold. I'm looking for a stock that is moving pre-market, that's got some volume, and it may have it may have a catalyst behind it. I'm going to give Apple a shot here. I believe. Hold on. I need to see what this candle is going to do. It's not convincing me. But it's got to have some volume pre-market. So 9 times out of 10, it's going to have a catalyst or something that's driving it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it pre-market. Like in this case, we set a high here. We pulled back, had a higher low. Here we made another, high and another pullback. And if we kept holding this, then the next time we break this, I would get in. Man, this is baiting me in so bad. It's baiting me in so bad, but I don't feel it. I just don't feel it. So once we start putting in a trend and we get like making higher highs, and let's say it has a good catalyst and it looks like it's going to go to the long side, we've got a ton of support, then I would get it. I would get it, and I would set my stop typically at the lower pre-market. So if I got in, let's say if I got in up here at 172.40, my stop would probably be around 171. Because I wouldn't want it to lose the lower pre-market. And then my targets would be, the daily pivots or any type of moving average from the daily chart. That's what would be in play. Now, I would get in off the 5-minute chart. And once I'm in, I'll flip to the 60-minute chart, and that's what I'll manage it off of. So I would go to a 60-minute chart, and we would look at 2.5. Here would be the low. And then that would be it. We would probably have been getting in on one of these two candles here would coincide with where we're getting in. And you can see it just hasn't been any reason to get out. It probably would have hit a target. I don't know, because I didn't even look at this. But I don't know where the target would have been on this. Might have been this level 174, what is it? 174.80 or something. What's that next level up there? I can't see it. Damn it. Really? Really? Thinkorswim is really starting to frustrate me now. It really is. I think it's 174.80s. That would have been my target on this. So I will be looking for it to trend up to hit that target all day. I don't use it in my small account because you have to give it a lot more room, which means you'll incur a lot more risk. How I would have to give it over a 1.5 or 2 points is usually how much room I'd have to give it. So that's not something I could deal with in the small account. You're welcome. But honestly, I like the short ones. I like the ones that set up short better. Because it seems like it's easier for stocks to go short. Go to the short side than the long side. Couldn't I just set my R to... No, it'd probably be too long. Because a stock like Apple, if I gave it 100 shares, you know, and I'd have to risk, let's say, 2 points. So I have to risk $200. This thing would have to go up, you know, 4 points for it to make sense. And for a small account, it's just not worth the risk. Because I'm more or less in a growing mode, so I'm going to be a little bit more conservative. I'm not going to take as much risk. And plus, once you're locked into that, you can't really day trade. So that's kind of the issue that we're running into. You know, I like to have something to day trade. No, it doesn't have a negative risk reward. It's just that I have to give it more range. And in a small account, it just doesn't make sense to me to give it that much range when I'm trying to manage my risk, you know, a little bit tighter. But for me, it's just easier to do it in my main day trading account. It's just easier to do it to where I don't have to watch it. I can just let it go. But I have I have had you know, I have had, and I do have some traders I work with that do use that strategy in their small account. You know, but it just depends on the individual, what you like, you know, what works for you. See, the only thing that's throwing me off here is this red candle. So this setup's pretty much broken. Yeah, you can. You can do it.
JD. Ron.
And I think I'm gonna give this Apple a run for its money. But I mean, I can only. I don't know about that. No. Just calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Oh yeah, it's 34, not 24. How you get 24 out of that? It doesn't make any sense. You said Roku is looking weak. Oh, yes, it is. Wonder what it's gonna do. This may turn into something in a bit. I have to keep my eye on that. It might turn into something in a bit.
JD.
Mm, mm, mm. I'm getting ready to short this Baba. I think it's getting ready to come back. But I need it to put in a backside move. I needed to bounce and give me a higher low. I mean a lower high. And I could grab it and probably hold it the rest of the day. Probably sell off. It looks like it's running out of steam. Just when I said that. Just when I said that, it wakes up. So all of a sudden, it doesn't look so weak anymore. What do you mean, Baba? Yeah, it's a slightly higher price stock, but it's in my price range right now. Oh, crud. Man, damn.
JD.
See, come back and test 200 for me. Man, the deviation band closed up again. It started looking good, then it closed right back up.
JD.
Man, I hate we didn't get any good opening trades today. And all the setups were dirty. Oh yeah. I hear that. I hear that all the time. I tell you, I really get excited when the F-16s fly over. Whenever they have drill out at the Air National Guard base. I love it when they scramble. Then my whole house shakes. The windows rattle, everything. Yeah, if you want to day trade and on margin, you want to day trade freely, then yeah, you're gonna have to get with one of these overseas brokers like CME Group or Sure Trader. I think there's another one, Alliance or somebody. I'm not sure the name of it. But yeah, you'd have to get with those so you can get around the PDT and get margin if you're going to day trade. But yeah, TD will give you margin with $2,000. Once you get $2,000 in there, they'll give you margin. But yeah, you're stuck. You won't be able to day trade. And that's kind of what I'm doing this year. You know, I put $1,000 in my TD Ameritrade account, and I'm just doing some swings. You know, I'm gonna see if I can get to 2,000. You know, because then you'll be able to get margin, and then you can, you know, do some little bit bigger swings. Now I'm a little bit farther away from McIntyre. I'm probably 10 miles away. No, my son is not trading. Yeah, only time he trades is like if he has a sub and they're not doing anything. You know, he'll trade, but yeah, grow your dough thing. Oh no. Oh man, I totally missed that. No, he's not an ROTC. Man, that went straight over my head. Now I'm pissed at myself because I should have jumped in Apple. I just wasn't feeling the market pushing. But Apple made a decent move. All right, let's take a look at Roku again. It's looking very weak. So I'm only going to take 200 shares here once we roll. But we got to roll back up under the 200. I'm not going to short into that 200. No, that boy wouldn't even think about going in the military. All right. Oh, this is slow. Damn, that was a slow execution. All right, so I waited for it to get under the 200. I wasn't going to short into it. So now I want to see it make a lower low. I need to see it make a lower low here. First target would be this red to green. You can see it kind of held as support after market yesterday. So that would be my first target. Well, it's got to make a new low relative to this candle, and then we'll see what we can do. I wasn't going to go in I wasn't going to go in full size on this. No, yesterday I was in 500 shares, but right now it's just too risky. No, the market just isn't. It's not where we need it to be. Come on, baby. Yeah, well, the 200 is under. The 200 is under this red to green, so it's gonna hit my target before it hits 200. The 200. You know, if this continues to work, because where the 200 is 47.23. So if this works, so that's where the 200 comes in. So if it works, we're gonna hit the target first. Then we got, this is the level that I was looking at yesterday. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's just got to do some work to get there. We'll see what it does. Oh, hell. I didn't see this. Guys, I missed this totally. This explains why it's slow. There's a daily pivot right here. I hope we can sell through it. Damn it. When I was looking at the chart, I wasn't paying attention to it. I did not see that. Let's see if we can roll through it. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Yeah, that was up rolling. Rolling, 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 rawhide. So we've got to work our way through this level if it's going to work. Off the daily chart. Yeah, it's a pivot off the daily chart. Damn it, 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 damn it. God, you dumb SO.
JD. Trev.
Man, I can't believe I missed that pivot. Ugh. It's on June 21st of last year. That's where the pivot is. Not Rocky. It's right in here. Yeah, June 21st is the day. Come on, damn it. Get through there. Get through there. Come on, baby. Let's do this. Let's do this, man. Give me 10 more cents. and I will snag half of this and wait to see if we hit the 200. If we can get close enough to the 200, it'll get sucked into it. That gravity will suck it right into the 200. Come on, get your ass down here. Get your butt down. Come on. Dip, baby, dip. Now I'm slapping it. It don't like it much though. It don't seem to like getting slapped. It don't like getting slapped. Damn, look at that support building in. Look at that support building in. I'm going to have to take it. I'm going to have to take half here. If it keeps looking bad. Come on down, baby. She's close. I know I feel stupid waiting on 2 or 3 cents. Alright. So I got half. Let's see if it gets sucked into the 200. Typically, these things can get sucked. As soon as it gets close, it gets sucked into the 200. And maybe we can get down around 47. Or in the 4017, somewhere in there. So, I mean, this isn't going to be a high dollar trade, but any trade that, you know, any setup that you trade and you're able to, you know, execute your trade plan, it's worth a hell of a lot more than money in terms of confidence capital. So you guys, when you're trading a small account and your whole focus is to grow. My whole purpose of this is to grow this account. And by the end of the year, you know, we would have had enough to open a traditional day trading account if, you know, you haven't done so already. But this is the whole thing. You know, it doesn't take, you know, running out here trying to follow people and make $7, $8, $10,000. It's just not gonna happen. You'll lose it before you make it. So you gotta grow in steps. You gotta grow in increments. And as you're growing, you're learning, you're developing skill. And that's key. Let me put my stop in case it pops me out. It did not like getting sucked down to that 200 at all. It did not like it at all. All of that work gets negated in like 2 or 3 minutes. And that's what sucks. But you got to take these small things, because I'm telling you, confidence capital at this point in your trading career is worth more than financial capital. So I'm going to hang around here. For a little bit longer while we're in this trade. I'm just going to hang around. See if we can get another leg to it. Yeah, confidence in that you can execute your strategy day in and day out according to your plan. You could be patient, wait for the setup, and allow the trades to come to you. And once you do that, I mean, it'll come to you. Because it's not about making a big trade today and then in the next several days lose it all back. And then you start trying to grab another big trade and you end up losing more money. That's what kills people. Man, if you listened to that video I shared with you guys yesterday from ET, this is the side B that he's talking about. This is the side B that most people won't tell you about, because if they do, they probably couldn't sell you anything. You know, this is what it's all about. What? When it closed under VWAP up here. Well, the reason why I didn't take it up here is because we had the 50, we had the 100. That's why I waited until we got through all of this. I could have easily gotten in here and just got chopped out. You know, and that's not what I was looking to do. So we had already taken that out. We had already taken this out before, so this right here was negated. I didn't actually see this pivot until after I was in the trade. You know, and we talked about that. But I didn't see this pivot until we were in the trade. And I'm hoping this thing doesn't stop me out, because I really think it's going to go red on the day and attack this 200 and potentially get down here. But this is a day. This is one of those days where you will not see a whole lot of follow through. We'd be fortunate if we can get some follow through on this trade. Really fortunate if we can get some follow through. And because of the market conditions, the way the price action is going, I didn't go in full size. You know, yesterday I went in, yesterday I was trading this 500 shares and could have easily done it today, but with the market the way it is, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't see it. Yeah, you're right. And I probably should have done that. But I'm on a fishing expedition. My initial stop was back above the 200. If we close back above the 200, I would have been out. In that case, I believe we would have been over the 9 as well. But in terms of it blowing, really blowing and going against me, I felt pretty confident because of all of this resistance here. I mean, look at it. It's crazy. So I felt pretty confident it wasn't going to blow up in my face. Let's see if we can get the rest of this trade to follow through. Yeah, Michael, you're right. It does feel a little bit like summer, doesn't it? It's what we dealt with all summer. But I think the low volume in the market, I didn't realize it was, Chinese New Year this week. And yeah, they celebrate pretty much the whole week. Yeah, this thing is not going to work. It's getting bought up. You can see it's getting bought up. Unless we get some sellers coming in, this thing is dead. Well, typically you don't see this during earnings. You don't see this type of price action. It's all related to what's going on in our country right now. That's where all of this uncertainty is coming from. They don't know whether we're going to get another government shutdown on the 15th. Because whatever deal they have runs out on the 15th. And it doesn't look like they're going to come to any type of agreement anytime soon. There's a lot of concern right now. All right, guys. Well, we tried to get something going here, but just couldn't get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to lunch, and we'll come back this afternoon and see what we could do. See if we get something coming our way. But we gave it a shot. All right, guys. You guys that joined me here on YouTube, thank you guys for stopping by. I hate that it was so slow this morning. Typically Tuesdays we're rocking and rolling, but the market was just dead this morning for some reason. But I'll see if we can do one in another week or two. And then we can get back together and hang out. But I'm gonna let this I'm just gonna let it run. It'll probably stop me out, but I'm just gonna leave it on, and if it happens to work during lunch, it'll work. But it looks like we're bouncing pretty good here. So no, I'm not gonna kill it. I'm just gonna leave it on. It doesn't make sense for me to take it off in this area. We didn't have that big of a movement, so yep, there it is. We got stopped out. Yep. That's cool. One day, I mean, it was hard at first. I promise you, it was hard. It was hard to get used to. You know, because all I had to do was kind of type in and my stuff and answer it. But then when I started doing my own thing, that kind of, it wasn't as easy as I thought it was. But all right, guys, y'all take care. And I will see you soon. Yeah, and thanks again for stopping by.